Oh yeah, she's something else.
It makes up for the number of times my cats just wandered by here,
Yeah,
and
she'll just
occasionally
chill
like
here.
looked in. Pets are
All
pets.
right, we are back. And I've refreshed Roll20, so hopefully that will have fixed the sync issue that cropped up, in which I will no doubt get all kinds of comments on when this goes up to video, when it goes up to YouTube. All right, we are back into Section 3 of Session 7. The party has been solving quests in the town of Valaki, and when last we left them off, they had just they had
Heavy
just
finger quotes on that one.
just executed a daring assault
A daring
on
saving of a poor coffin maker.
on
Investigation.
on several undead.
Mistakes
Daring
were made.
save.
Is harboring a threat to the city. I did my civic duty.
And as they drag the coffin maker away from his burning house and shop,
Can we replace the word drag with saved? We saved the coffin maker.
I'm going to get this on record here. Each person gets 2,700 experience.
Good lord.
If that's enough to bump you up more than one level, stop 1 point short of your next level. Or you can gain one, but don't gain two, in other words.
You said 2,100 points?
No, 2,700.
That
Each
makes
person.
us fall short of level 5.
But if you're, like, what level are you?
We go
3.
from 3 to 4.
3.
We're still
So you
a little
go
short
3
of
to
5.
4 and then one short of 5. Or however many short
We're
of 5.
3,500 XP now.
Okay.
What's
Although,
the XP to level
interestingly
5?
enough, The 2,700 is exactly what you need for third level. Like, if we had been at 0 and then got
You
2,700,
Then you would have been actually 2,699.
Yeah, but we would have been level 4.
Right.
Like if you weren't doing the one level rule.
Right.
So,
we're at
I'm doing the
3,500.
one level rule because it's a holdover of old school.
3,500, not 4,500? Yeah, 3,500.
Correct. 3,500.
No, it's 4,500.
Yeah, I calculated 4,500 too
Oh,
because
no, you're right. I fail at elementary school math.
it's okay. It's the Canadian school
Oh,
system.
you
my friend.
you can do those calculating forces and figuring all that shit
Oh,
out.
yeah, I can do all that. I
Basic
just can't carry the
arithmetic.
one.
Nah.
So what's the XP
So-
for the next level?
Rav, what's the next XP for level 5?
Stand by. I'm getting that right
Um,
now. 6,500 for level 5.
Okay, so we have 2,000 yet, so that's good.
So
Because
feel
level
free to
4
level up.
required How much?
We are currently at 4,500 out of 6,500, and we should all
Okay.
be at level 4.
Ooh, I'm gonna have
That's
to start copying down a new level of spells. I think. Anyway.
Yep,
Go
me
ahead and
too.
work on your levels up while we continue the game. All right, so you've got. I have no idea why I turned the page here. Oh, I know why I turned the page. I was looking something else up. Give me one moment. You have in your possession one Henrik, who is looking terrified and begging you not to hurt him, while at the same time staring at the now quite heavily on fire remnants of his shop as it just basically burns and burns and burns. By now an alarm has spread throughout these streets, so people are starting to advance towards the burning shop to try to put it out.
See what happens when you're unhappy?
Okay. So what do you do? Henrik looks to be in his 50s, in fact. so
Bellic,
this
you
is-
care to explain?
Explain what? I don't even know what happened at this point.
We saved this man's life. There were vampires.
Okay.
Right? And I give him a very pointed look as I carry this 50-year-old man under my arm.
He's going, "You've ruined me. You've burned everything I
We
own."
did no such thing. We saved your life, sir.
So, Henrik, do you know anything about some bones from the church?
Yes, task at hand.
Yeah, that's a good question.
The bones, they wanted me to steal the bones for them.
They.
The creatures in the attic. They came by a few nights ago and said if I didn't do what they said that they would kill me.
Well, they
I
won't be
overheard the
bothering
talk
you
about the
anymore.
bones, and when they found out, they wanted me to steal the bones. They're in the house. It's on fire. They're going to
Looks
burn
like
to
we're gonna
ash.
have to come back and get him.
We'll, just,
Uh-oh.
we'll sift through later.
Please don't hurt me.
I wouldn't dream of it. We saved you from a burning house, sir. I
We
believe
saved you from
thanks.
those creatures.
Yeah, the 6 vampires that were getting ready to kill you at a moment's notice. Yeah, we solved that problem.
What are you going...
I think perhaps we should take Henrik to be sheltered in the church for the moment.
Of course, my
That's
first
what I'm
thought is to
thinking.
his welfare.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Alright, so, do you, like, literally just drag this guy through town? Because you're going to have to cross populated areas with
I
him.
mean, I'm not dragging the guy, but at this point I'm helping him along, holding him up, you know? He did just have his house set on fire.
He is visibly struggling, although there's no way he can beat
Well, I mean, if he's
your...
struggling, then I'll let him go.
We talk in the
Okay.
alley and say, hey, you can come with us or we'll knock you out and carry you, say you're sick and we're taking you to the priest to heal you.
It's going to get real
Okay,
incriminating.
roll an initiative, roll an intimidate check.
Hold on, I'm
And
getting
my
skill.
video sync is going to be just atrocious in this particular video and the last one. I have no idea what's going on. Roll 20 is sometimes catching up and then sometimes making it so that
12.
everybody's looking like a... He cringes and looks at you. Just don't hurt me anymore. You've already burned my house down and cost me
We
everything
didn't
I
do
own.
anything. We saved you. Now come along and be nice and put a smile on your face. You don't want to get arrested.
He sighs wearily and forces a smile as he walks along with you.
So am I changing my alignment from chaotic good to, like, chaotic evil at this point, or...
Not quite, no.
Okay.
These are questionable activities. Fortunately, they've mostly been accidental. Alright, so you
Yeah, I'd
head
say
back
they're a
to the
little bit
church.
questionable, but plausible deniability.
With him in tow, it takes about 20 minutes to approach the church. When you get there, the priest is not outside anymore, though the door is ajar, and you can hear him inside moving around, helping rearrange the things in the church, keep things clean, keep things nice, prepare for the evening services. Alright, so what do you do? Just walk on up the...
Sure, let's walk on in. I need some healing done anyways. I'm a
Alright,
little
you
bit-
walk up to the church, and Father Petrovic looks to you with you as you enter. His eyes drift from Javak and his numerous wounds to the rather terrified-looking coffin maker,
What about my wounds?
and Hames's wounds as well. Although he
What's
doesn't
the,
have...
What's the priest's name?
Father Lucian Petrovic.
Hey, Lucian. We got
Yep.
some good news, and we got some bad news.
What's going on here?
The good news is, we found out where your bones were.
Oh, really now? Where are they? Do you have them?
Do you see the pillar of smoke out there on the horizon?
It's all the way across town. You probably couldn't see it from there.
Oh, come on. If a house is burning from across town, you could see it.
Well, he's also inside.
Well, if you just step out here and look at this pillar of smoke, we've,
What did you do?
we killed some
What's the meaning of this?
To kill
Vampires?
protect the people, you know.
How? By what's on fire?
The vampires and the house and the bones. That's the bad
Wait,
news.
wait, you burn the bones of Saint Angel?
I mean, he wasn't using them.
Not on
Oh,
purpose.
Maybe I should talk to the priest.
It's far too late for his roll,
He's-
my friend.
he stares at Javik in horror for a moment.
I mean, are we skipping over the
Well, like,
part
you
where
wanna
I killed
explain
6
what happened?
vampires?
Javik,
But the
Javik,
bones!
talk to the priest.
The bones will be there. Listen,
Oh my
you're gonna
god.
have 6 full skeletons. Probably not even skeletons, because I hear vampires burn up like that. And then you're gonna have the bones. And they're gonna be protected.
He
We
looks
can
like
get
he's
'em later.
almost in tears, just staring at that distant smoke.
I mean, we're still skipping over the
Drifting.
part where I killed 6 vampires to save this man's life. I feel like I'm getting treated a little unfairly here.
Well,
A thank you would be nice.
if we can
Javik.
recover them, but
You can.
Well-
They're right there. They didn't go anywhere.
Was the saint martyred by burning?
no.
Could we claim the saint was martyred by burning? Maybe get a
It
little
doesn't-
mileage out of the saint?
It doesn't matter. This is this. Thank you for catching
Our
the
instructions-
culprit, but
Our instructions were to find where the bones were, and we did so. We found the bones.
Henrik, where
and we
where in
saved
the
this
hell-
man's life, and we eliminated a threat to the city. So I'm not really seeing much of a problem here.
well, that's good. But going forward in the future, what is going to protect this church?
Us.
I thank.
Hello?
Well,
Right
you're going to be gone tomorrow morning.
Javik, before you claim that, remember
How
that
long
we're
are we
staying here.
We'll be here in spirit, is what I meant.
The priest does
believe
not
in
look like
spirits,
he's
don't you,
buying
Father?
it, but he doesn't look like he's
His
buying
bones are
it. But
probably
at least
saved.
he
If was
stopped his
a saint,
protest.
his bones are probably saved. I mean, they didn't burn up.
Listen, what was your saint's name again? Saint
Saint Angel.
Saint Angel. Would he
Saint
have wanted
Angel.
vampires to run amok in his city?
No, he wouldn't
Do
have.
you think he might have even sacrificed of himself to prevent this threat to the city?
Yes, I guess you're right, but
And you think his deceased remains might make the same sacrifice at a much lesser cost?
Maybe we could help try to find the correct bones when the fires died down a bit, just to see if we
Other
can.
laborers. That's below us. Come on.
well,
Speak reason with me. You're a learned man, I assume, let's say.
thank you for finding the culprit. If he's willing to go and testify that that he took them, and then give us permission to search through the ruins for the bones, then I guess all will be well.
Great!
The story that Henrik provided us was that the vampires coerced him, threatened him, and that's why he took the bones.
Henrik nods eagerly at this, while the priest just covers his face.
I'm also,
You never quite told us where in the house you stashed the bones. I don't suppose you'd be willing to let us know where they were?
I mean, is it really relevant at this point? It's going to be in that pile of burned rubble.
Well, I mean, it might help their survivability if they were, say, in the basement.
I don't
True.
have a base. I don't have a basement.
We should
Where were
really get
they?
one.
They were on the second floor.
In the kitchen or in the room with the vampire?
In my bedroom, actually.
It'll take some sifting, but you'll get that.
So,
Father Lucian, we've, in my estimation, done you quite a significant service. I don't mean to toot our own horn or anything, As you can see, I am bleeding profusely from many scratch and bite wounds
too.
that I
And also, Dan, all we can see is like the top of your head.
I heroically endured these wounds in service to your illustrious church.
So you do need healing.
I
And
do
I
need
will
some
provide such. Yes.
Thank you.
Give me one moment while I look up what he can do.
I mean, if you could toss me a healing potion or two to augment what you're doing, get me back up tip-top, ready to kill some more vampires, you'd be doing the entire city a service in my estimation.
And people will bear with me because it's actually literally the first time that I've actually had to cast a spell in 5th edition.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah. So he goes ahead and he casts Cure Wounds on Javik. Possibly more than once. I'm guessing that you're going to need at least a couple.
I need 41 points of healing.
Yeah, there's no way, unless he rolls real well, that he's going to be able to do that.
I mean, if you could toss me a potion or two, that would...
So his first cure
Ooh, very nice.
gives you 11. His second cure gives you 5. And his third cure gives you 4.
Any left over for me?
Let me see real quick.
I am at just over half.
I only need a total of 14 points because of my second wound.
Do we not have a cleric on board? Like, is
You've
that
got a
not why we
druid
have
on
this
board.
kind? Yeah.
Well,
that
I
we
can
have this
cast a
druid
cure.
on
I
our
can
team
cast a
here.
cure wounds on you guys. I can cast them.
Well, let's... You know what, Father Lucian? Me and
Mhm.
my companions here were very exhausted from saving the city from the threat of vampires and recovering your holy relics.
He's got one more cure.
Wondering.
He's gonna drop it on
If
Haynes
it wouldn't be too much to ask.
for 11.
If we could maybe rest here for the next, say, 8 hours. Find somewhere in the
Oh,
back for us to
by
relax.
all means, make yourselves at home. I'm afraid that we don't
Oh, yeah,
really
no.
have
I'll toss
anything beyond my simple bedroom here,
We don't need
but
much in the way of facilities, just a
but
sturdy roof over
feel
our
free
head.
feel free to rest here. None shall disturb you.
And I can toss out four cure wounds if you want.
I mean, we might as well
Okay.
do that now and then rest and get everything back, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus a long rest, doesn't that just bring us to full, or am I misremembering?
Long rest.
Is level plus, 10 plus level, isn't it? D10 plus level?
No, long rest is full plus half of your hit dice back, I think. So if you want to just spend like the day resting there, you
Yeah,
certainly
I mean,
can.
we got a lot done today, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and if we're going to get spells back anyway, I might as well pop some cure wounds on you guys.
I only am
Serious.
down now 3 hit points, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
On me.
Now a long rest will put you until after sunset.
I don't think.
So
I
it
think
will
we should
be-
take a short rest and go back to the camp.
I mean, we're not leaving until
Like the next day.
the next day.
Or we
I
could
mean,
just have him send a
there is an
runner out to the
inn.
camp saying we won't be back till tomorrow.
I mean, they know that. That's the agreed upon time. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking that between sunset and the middle of the afternoon, we're not going to be able to get a bunch done. Although I say this having solved an entire problem in like an hour. So who knows?
Saul.
Yeah, heavy finger quotes on the solved, but I mean, we got the job done, did we not?
You can solve anything with fire.
I mean, I'm
Well,
starting to find that this is literally true.
If the job was killing the vampires, absolutely. If the job was safely recovering the bones, probably not.
We made
know what
no
they say.
agreement as to their safe recovery. We simply agreed to locate them, which we
Hey,
did.
If
And
you give a
that's-
man a fire, he'll be warm for one night. If you set a man on fire,
A
he'll be
man
warm
on-
for the rest of his life.
Yes, sir. That goes double for the undead, who are apparently little bubbles of XP. I say we take the night off. I mean, get ourselves back to full. From nightfall to morning, I don't think we're going to want to go out in the city. There's all kinds of weird shit out there. And I think a church is probably the safest place for us. Especially with 4 stout young men such as ourselves to defend it if need be.
Well, apparently the hallowed protection of this church is now gone.
No, the bones are still around. I mean,
They're not in the building.
I'm
Wow,
resetting roll
just
20.
rebooted on me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
resetting it. Alright, my apologies, those who are watching. I'm going to see if this didn't fix the problems I've been having this entire time. So where were we now that I completely derailed the entire conversation in the middle of a sentence?
the idea... Lord. The idea that I was proposing is that we essentially take the night off. I mean, I can't think of any pressing business we have. We're in a relatively defensible position. A long rest will leave us, you know, nice and full up on HP and rages and spells and whatever else we use.
Okay.
So
Well,
my proposition, to be accepted or declined by the rest of the group, is that we simply relax and wait until midday tomorrow.
Now, the priest does interject if you're talking about this out loud, so I assume you are.
Yeah.
He does have evening services coming in, and they generally stay the whole night because of fear of traveling in the dark.
That's fine.
A lot of them actually prefer to stay in the church during those services simply because they consider it
Yeah.
a safe place.
We'll get to know the people.
It's a
so-
safe place.
Yeah,
All
this is
right.
a finger quote situation again, isn't it?
My fingers are going to be strained by the end of the day. That scampering sound picked up on mine.
My
Yep.
concern about that particular plan is that guardsmen might come looking for us.
I mean, we can answer all their questions relatively truthfully as long as we all know what we're going to say in advance, right? Am I wrong, or...
No, this may not be fully ideal depending on the state of the guards. A happy land.
Well, I would say that the net increase in happiness by killing several vampires is probably going to work pretty well for us. And we were on priestly business by the church. Classically a force for good.
Which
And
you've
we
been
have-
told is not well regarded by many of the law enforcement of town.
Well, deal with that later.
It didn't fix anything. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's alright. I'm gonna fuck with the video feed later. Later on. Next session. So those of you who are watching, we'll just deal with the desync until next section.
I mean, I say we hole ourselves up in a back room somewhere, just relax.
I'm just saying, if we do that, there's a chance that we'll be fighting our way out of the city, that's all.
There's a small chance, I will admit that. There's a non-zero chance.
I don't know if I would call it small.
Well, what do you propose as an alternative then?
As Ian
We
suggested,
run making the Three Stooges noise.
we could take a short rest so that, you know, we're fit to travel, and then go back to the Vistani camp, where
Who's to say?
And then come back in the morning and help search for the bones.
We're not searching for those bones, man. That's their problem. All I'm saying is that the likelihood of the Royal Guard or whatever municipal judicial organization they have here, the chance of them like sifting through a church during a nighttime ceremony, I'm not going to say it's super high. I can't think of any other position we could place ourselves in that would offer more security. Because if we go and hang out with the Vistani for the night, we've got those weird smoky wood things.
Tatiana is left with the Vistani.
Yeah,
there's
so
all
we already have a contract with them, do we not?
Didn't we resolve all that other than finding out what that old man wanted?
What old man?
From our reading of our forge.
Oh, I'm not worried about fortunes. That's just a bunch of mumbo
No,
jumbo.
we're still traveling with Vistani and taking
Yeah.
Tatiana to the other city.
Yeah, our engagement with them
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
complete
But
yet.
we need to go protect Tatiana.
So our alignment is officially chaotic pragmatic, also known as pyromaniac.
Well, I mean, I'll use fire if it solves the problem. I don't see a problem there.
Followed by, it ain't my problem. It's the wood's fault if it burns.
Okay, we're all level 4 because of my decisive action, okay?
True.
So,
True. But
I'll
considering
accept your
there's like a
thanks after
bottleneck in the
this session.
stairs. But there was like a bottleneck on the stairs, we had weapons and a moonbeam spell. The vampires were going to have some trouble.
true.
But yeah, you took them out a lot faster.
Mm-hmm. Gonna need to pick up some more lanterns on the way out of town, I think. So, okay, we've got the choice between staying here at the church or going and staying with the Vistani and potentially risking those weird, spooky night creatures, but with the benefit of protecting our charge from the initial quest that we accepted.
And also, I would like to point out that the weird, spooky creatures did absolutely nothing.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, my vote's for the Vistani, you know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, wasn't there a thing about how the Vistani are allied with
Yeah,
Baron
they seem
Strahd? Isn't
to-
he after that girl?
well, yeah, there's a small amount of risk there, and I'm sure our friend Bellic here would like to get to know her a little bit better, so why don't we make that happen?
You're ineligible for Strahd.
It's cool, Bellic, I got you. Goliaths make the best wingmen, everyone knows. Alright, let's head to the Vistani camp then.
Okay, so
We'll,
you like
we'll-
short
we'll
rests to go ahead and.
Well,
Good.
let's... Yeah, and then we'll get our long rest once we get to the camp.
Okay. So short rest, you get your healing, whatever on. Like any hit dice that you may want to use.
Yeah,
All right.
let's
And
Sounds
then
good.
you continue on your way.
roll tide.
Alright, you head out. It takes you not too long to get to the Vistani camp. You roll in there about mid-afternoon. Tatiana is there. She's kind of sitting on the side as you move up towards where the camp's situated in the woods.
Quick aside.
Yeah.
On the way out, can I buy any sort of alcoholic beverage that is not wine? Because I haven't seen wine in like...
Do
however
you
long.
want to go to...
Like, there's got to be an inn or something on the way.
There is an inn. There is the Blue Water Inn.
Okay, I'm looking for like a cask of some decent domestic beer. Nothing fancy. I'm just sick and tired of wine everywhere. I need me some beer.
Alright.
Don't you wish
So
you
you-
had my flask trinket?
Yes, I do, but I've got the one that blows the sweet skulls of smoke, so...
You head off to the Blue Water Inn. It's got a large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation, sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. When you step in, the interior is actually rather crowded. Damp cloaks hang from pegs near the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs with narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. Now, once you enter, you see these two gentlemen. Let's see if I can't get this on the camera. I don't know if you can see that, but those two gentlemen sitting in a corner. They look like hunters. They are clad in wolf furs, one with a heavily notched bow. And then you see... Hold on. you
stride around
see
the corner.
the woman in this particular drawing tending bar, while a few other people mill about here and there. She turns her severe gaze to you, as if studying you for a moment as you enter. And I guess you walk up to find out what she's got in stock.
Bar.
After a moment, she offers a nod. How can I help you, sir?
I need a cask of some just regular beer. I don't need some fancy imported ale. Don't need something that's distilled from mountain spring water. Just beer. Regular. Anything that isn't wine, I'll accept. But beer, preferable.
Her brows frown. I'm afraid that I don't have any contracts with any breweries. I only have 2 kinds of wine, and we're running low on stock on those as well. I'm afraid.
What else do you have that isn't wine?
Nothing.
You literally only have wine.
We literally only have one.
Have a wonderful evening. I turn around and
Okay, and you walk out. And that is the place to find any kind of alcohol. Javak in the quest for
I'm gonna
a
lose my
beer.
fucking mind.
The Vistani
Just
might
one?
have some beer.
No, they only have wine too. We discussed this like 2 months ago. I remember.
Oh.
Because I was looking for beer then and couldn't find any. And also
What
the
we really
previous
need
town
are-
we were in, also no beer. I don't know if like hops and yeast are at a really like all-time low shortage right now.
It just rolls around to the fact that there's no breweries for beer in the area,
What
at
we
least that
really
you know of.
Yeah, I'm starting to get
are
that.
potatoes and thyme.
Or,
Potatoes and thyme.
yeast
you can
and
get all
thyme.
sorts of business.
or any number of oxygen-consuming substances and time in the absence of oxygen, which produce alcohol. Literally anything but wine is what I'll accept at this point. I mean, I can take grain alcohol. I'll take things for industrial applications. I've got a constitution of 20. I can do this. I just need something that isn't wine.
Rubbing
You're
it.
sounding like a really, really good friend of mine from the Boonies of California. Yes, they actually have the Boonies. He
Oh,
likes Everclear. He's cool with it. Doesn't affect him. He brought some.
Nasty.
Yeah, well, he found out at one point his coworkers didn't have the same tolerance he did.
I'll accept chemical ethanol at this point. Like, it's getting ridiculous that it's all wine. Okay, well, this inn has nothing. Like, these people, like, all these named NPCs that I'm sure are fantastic and super engaging, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to do there.
You
Nope,
just
out I
walk
go.
out. Okay.
No, I'm done.
All right.
No beer, no sale. I'm out.
And the ravens kind of watch you as you move on out, heads turning to follow you as you walk down the street.
I'd go with him.
All
We're
right.
going back to this stuff.
We're all going
All right.
back.
You head back to the Vistani. It's mid-afternoon by the time you reach them. You see
I can just picture Javik the whole way back doing a combination of sulking and muttering angrily.
Oh yeah.
under-
Oh yeah. That is absolutely currently happening. I'm in the worst possible mood. The Vistani don't have
Okay.
beer either, do they?
no, they don't.
Who's in charge of this caravan?
I'm
I'm going
you know
straight
what?
to the top.
You don't know, because
I will
you're
ask.
only the only person who has been generally within this particular caravan who has been generally talking to you has been Estok, the
Yeah, I remember
the
Estok.
contact,
The guy that hooked us up with this.
and he is like literally the only one who's been talking to you this entire time.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna.
The other Vistani you talked to were in the camp that you stopped at Sarah Falls.
Yes. I remember that. Okay, I'm gonna go up to my good friend Estok.
Okay,
How you
he
doing?
looks
How
up
you
to you.
been?
Greetings. You done with your business in town?
Yeah, you hear about that fire back there? Crazy.
I'm
right?
afraid that we're not allowed in town. They have something against us for some reason.
Oh,
Anyway, I hope all went well. I trust all went well.
fantastic. We made it really
I'm not
well.
even going to bother with the accent.
One.
Accomplished a whole lot.
one minor issue. Maybe something you could maybe help me with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for any alcoholic beverage that is not wine.
Irina Kolyana. That's the one that you're escorting.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't him saying it. That was me saying it.
Okay.
I'm correcting,
I'm like,
correcting
yes,
myself.
that is
Yeah.
literally what we're here for.
Okay.
I'm looking for something that isn't wine. Can you help?
Something that's not wine. I assume you mean alcoholic, right?
Well, yes, preferably.
Well, that's a good question. You realize we're in wine country, right? That means that it's
I'm
much
starting to
easier.
gather that, yeah.
It's much easier for many of these people to get. What I will say is this: you're heading towards Kresk, and they are known to have a monastery near. So
Perfect.
they may have
Monks are real good
a
again.
brewer
Oh, trust
near.
me,
I'm
if they're
not.
monks, they got beer.
I'm not 100% on that,
I am.
but
He's right. I mean, what else is monks going to do? Pray?
That's literally all monks do. They drink and they pray. They're my type of people.
all right.
Minus the
So hopefully that'll satisfy your needs.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks.
I've never talked to them myself. So
Oh, I hope to.
all right. And
Try to
is there anything else you'd care to do for or this is not him talking, it's me talking. Anything else you'd care to do for the rest of the day then?
I mean, I'm gonna relax and smoke my
Okay.
pipe and just.
You guys just kind of kick back and do your long rest kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Before I get into character actions, for the purposes of leveling that I've been doing while all this was going on, are you using feats?
Yes, we are using feats. And I believe this is the level where you can choose either a feat or a stat
Ability
bonus.
score increase.
Yeah.
You can either
Oh.
increase 1 to 2. You can increase 2 stats by 1 stat by 2, or pick a feat.
You know, I'll take a wild
have
one this week.
some of the feats have small stat increases built into them.
Ooh, I'll have to look at feats.
Yeah, there's a lot there. No, I'm
Definitely.
just going for straight ability score because I can give I gave 1 to my Dex and 1 to my Constitution and increase my AC by 2. So feeling
Yeah,
pretty good
either
with
I'm
that.
putting 2 into wisdom and just making my spells better by 1, or I'll take a look at the feats first.
I need to figure out which 2 spells to add.
You're a fighter and you get spells.
Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, he's doing Eldritch Knight.
I don't get a new spell level or anything. I just get to cast more and prepare more. So
Well, that's fantastic.
Well, I was supposed to
Yeah.
get 1 last one and 1 this one. I now have 4 spells with 3 spell stats, but I didn't pick one last. I forgot to.
Okay. Well, for the rest of
one
you,
more cantrip, 2.
as
I
you
do get an
continue
extra
to-
cantrip.
as you continue on your way. You just rest the rest of the day. Come nighttime, some of the Vistani have taken off to settle off of business somewhere else. So the camp is left with a minimum number of people watching it, including you.
Yeah.
Estoc does stay behind to watch over you. So you've rested the majority of the day. Night begins to fall, and as it does, basically the shadows stretch long over the camp and encompass everything. During the night, your long rest will be over like 2 hours after dark. So is there anything you particularly care to do once darkness falls?
I mean, I'm always at a loss myself, personally.
That's
for
just
what,
killing time.
like, I don't know how good it is to ask the DM for advice. Like, what sort of actions are common to take in these situations? I'm drawing a blank here. I've got my
Well, this is
weapons, I've got
where
my gear.
this is basically downtime because you're not intending to go anywhere,
Right.
and you're basically literally just killing time.
Yeah.
For other games or other classes, this would be the time where you would refine your skills, where you would say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend X amount of time practicing this or practicing that, or where you would do crafting if you were constructing something, or if you were
Right.
trying to earn a living, or if you were trying to make magic items, or if you were just trying to up your relationship with various NPCs in the area,
Ooh, Jared.
or spend some time with diplomacy and stuff. And I just realized something. I've got a big fuck off mute button on top of everybody's portraits.
Yeah,
So I'm
me
gonna have
too.
to actually adjust that. And it's showing it up on my stream, and I only just noticed it.
Oh, I've
Alright,
been
so-
sitting here
but
looking
yeah,
at
this
it
is-
for a while.
This is the time.
I will definitely be continuing to spend time with it's Arena, right?
Irina, yeah.
Why don't you ask?
Yeah, I'll be continuing to spend time with her and just getting to know more about her and what she likes to do and all that other
Alex.
wonderful stuff.
Playing the long con. You dog.
Just wait till she brings up politics, and you just lose all that attraction.
Okay, so partway through Bellic, trying to like really subtly get to know this woman, Javik's gonna like sit down between them, start smoking and talking and drinking that god awful wine. Typical third wheel stuff, you know.
Sorry, I'm used to ignoring Javik.
I think everybody's settled.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
looking up cantrips.
I'm looking up feats and spells.
Okay.
And while what my character does is just does his meditation and katas, where just practice, or tries and
Okay.
finds a book.
All right.
I finished the level up
Okay.
at this point. I did take a feat.
Okay.
I'm now proficient with medium armor.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's
I
sitting there
still have a lot
practicing,
to look at those feats.
practicing moving while heavily encountered.
What is your class, Jared? Warlock?
Yes, I am a warlock.
Okay, 5th edition warlocks are fancy, aren't they? They got some stuff going on.
Rather than getting spells back with a long rest like everybody else, they get all of their spells back with a short rest, but they don't get a lot of spell slots.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Okay.
RPG crawler's making a lot of rolls here.
Well, you're spending a lot of time in downtime. All right. Night falls. You know, everything goes dark. The Vistani set up a fire for the night, and basically you continue to rest, although with a skeleton crew. Time passes. You talk to Irina during this time. And there's various chit chat. Nothing really goes on. Are there any specifics that anybody wants to ask anybody, either Estok or Irina?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Nothing that would be, pertinent to anything that we're likely to be doing in the world. I just, trying to
Right.
get to know the lady.
Right. There's not a lot to get to know with her about, aside from what you've already discussed with her, as she's had a pretty simple life since she was found and taken in by the burgomaster.
Well, we can talk like philosophy and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Alright, as night continues to fall, you hear the echoing of wolves howling in the distance, just kind of drifting in over the hills. A mist rolls in to further confound the darkness. So pretty soon it seems like the entire encampment is kind of enclosed within this ring of darkness. And it is about time for another break. Now the question is do we want to call this session here or go for one more?
I'm still good for one more. Depends what everyone else is.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'm on days off right now. I'm gonna go have a cigarette, and we can just move it along a little bit more if we want to. I'm good for that. Jared, Dan,
You
what
good,
do
Jared, Dan?
It's up to
I got the
Jared.
time. I got the time.
Huh? Okay, so we'll do one more session after this. This is a 10-minute break. We'll see you on the other side.